Hey, good Tuesday evening to you. How is everyone? It's good to see you. It's good to be seen by you. Welcome to the show. Of course, I am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, and I hope you're having a fine Tuesday evening. It is Tuesday. It is September the 12th, I believe, and we're all here. You guys are all there. So anyway, if you're new, if you just subscribed, if you just stopped by and you don't know what it is we do, well, 5 nights a week, we live stream classic tabletop role-playing game stuff for you to enjoy. Monday nights, we have some fun. Last night, Mrs. the Dungeon Delver stopped by and gave us a state of the Mrs. Dungeon Delver chit-chat for a little while. Also on Mondays, we have RPG industry news, such as they are not breaking news items. Tuesday nights, like tonight, we play first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons for your entertainment, and I hope that you are all entertained by it. And this isn't just watching nerds roll virtual dice. No, quite to the contrary. This is a chance for you to ask questions if you've never played first edition AD&D, or if you have, but let's say your dungeon master was like, yeah, I'm going to play first edition AD&D, and then they drop, the Mentor Basic set and insist that they're doing it the right way or whatever, and you've never properly played first edition AD&D, and you have questions, or you're just curious to know how I do things, ask a question over in the chat over here, and I will do my best to answer it. I say I will do my best because I'll be running a D&D game, but it's not just something that you sit and watch passively. It's something that you can participate in and talk to us about and ask questions of myself and the players. And if you want to show a little love on the on the tip jar side, well, that's fine too. If you want to do that long term and become a patron or get a YouTube membership, you can certainly do that, because guess what, kiddos? At the $10 tier, whether it is YouTube membership or whether it is on Patreon link is in the scrolly thingy below, every month you'll receive a mini first edition AD&D module, mini as in short in length, not short in stature, put together by myself or my co-host, Kyle Schuant. The first one has already released, and the second one is coming in just a couple of weeks. So I hope you guys, those of you who are at that $10 tier, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to the next one. If the winds of YouTube just blew you here, the currents, the eddies of YouTube guided you here, and you haven't already, please do click the subscribe button. If you would, click the bell icon for notifications, and that way you'll never miss a live stream, because YouTube will let you know, and you can come and sit and watch and hang out with us. Plus all the interstitial videos that I do. Like I said, when there is breaking RPG news to be reported on, we report on it here for you. So that's what we do. That's what we're made of around here. Wednesday nights, as I was saying, I was kind of giving you guys a rundown. Wednesday nights, of course, my co-host Kyle will be taking over the driver's seat, and he will be running anything. He will be running anything he wants to. This particular week, Wednesday night, we are going to be creating characters for Kyle's RPG called Conflict, which I think I have, yes, right here. Conflict by Kyle Schuant. And you can get yourself a print copy or a PDF copy of this on DriveThruRPG. Highly recommend it. It is a single volume. Very cool. Although I'm told he's working on a vehicle supplement for it. So you might want to check that out so you can follow along. Let's see what else. Thursdays is more of an open space. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes I hold forth on matters that I think are important to me. This coming Thursday, I'm actually going to be on a kind of a live stream thing. If you're not on Twitter, I don't know if you'll be able to listen to it, but basically it's just a podcast format interview I'll be doing with a fellow, and he and I are gonna. Well, I don't know what he's going to do. We're going to talk, but that's going to be after the show. We're going to do a regular show, and then we'll get to that. And Friday, of course, we will be live streaming some classic Gamma World. So I hope you're all excited about that. But anyway, back to current events. Yeah, so tonight we will be playing First Edition AD&D, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys are ready to enjoy that, because heaven knows I am. But anyhow, let's raise our glasses. This is the last of the Ace Pineapple, guys. I don't have any more, and I haven't seen it anywhere. So you were a good soldier, 6-pack of Ace Pineapple. Cheers. The pause that refreshes. That is good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, Yang, thank you. It's on Spaces. It's on Twitter Spaces, which I know Elon does not want me to call it Twitter anymore. It's X, but I don't care what he wants. When he sits down at my Dungeons and Dragons table, then I'll care what Elon Musk wants. Until then, I'll use his bulletin board and call it whatever I want to. When am I upgrading to Psy streaming services? Very funny. When I get the brain upgrade to psychically, I can just sit back here and think things at you guys. Yeah, he says now I have to get Elon to show up. I've tweeted directly at him and said, hey, if you're interested in playing some D&D, always room for one more. But he hasn't pinged me back. He may already be in a game, He may already have a DM and a dedicated group that he games with. So he could at least say back whether or not he is. He could at least do me the decency of that, right? Okay, hey, yeah, I'm in a Pathfinder game, or we're doing some Stars Without Number, or that's our Hero Quest night. My brain kept trying to go to Rune Quest. That's our Hero Quest night, or Euro game that night, or whatever. He could let me know. Make an effort for the 10K subscriber live convention. Yeah, so we have currently, let me look at the channel dashboard. The dashboard. We're currently at 4,847 subscribers, which is not a bunch. It's not a lot. I mean, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I greatly appreciate this, because this time last year, we were like 1,200 subscribers. But if the channel hits 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 real subscribers, not bots. And no, it doesn't help to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. The counter doesn't work that way. I just see that I lost a subscriber, and then YouTube takes its own sweet time to update and show me that I gained a subscriber back. And it screws with my analytics really bad. But if I ever hit 10,000 subs on this channel, We're going to have a real in-person convention. We're going to have, and it's still going to be called the GWOC, the Great Underground Overland Gaming Convention. So I will start planning for that if we ever hit 10,000 subs. Again, don't know that it's going to happen. Nope, I sure haven't played Axe. I'm sorry, Fernelius. That is one that has it's kind of gotten past me, you know. I know there's a lot of games in the OSR that a lot of people think very highly of. I've got somewhere sitting around here. I think I may put it back out in the den. I've got a copy of no, not DCC. I've got a DCC rulebook around here somewhere that someone gave me once upon a time, but I've got a copy of OSE, Old School Essentials, that like we have briefly looked at here on the show that I had intended to do a deep dive on. Is the cool box poster art right behind me new? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. poster? Or what? And I did not do a miniature diorama last night. I forgot last night and tonight when I was trying to think of what to do, what to put over here on the mini diorama shelf. I was just literally like, what can I do except put random miniatures up there? The poster. No, it's not new. That's pretty. Back in the days when I used to sit a little bit to the right, you could actually see that in the background still. I've had this probably for 10 or 12 years. My sister-in-law got me this. This is just a blown up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cover from back in the day. The snake. Oh, this? Yeah, I've had that almost as long. This is Tracy Lesch's art. This is a vinyl print. I'm sorry, vinyl print. This is a canvas print. Okay, this is not the original. This is a canvas print of a color piece that Tracy Lesch did for TSR as an offer for basic Dungeons and Dragons, which they ended up not using. But that's been there forever. Well, I mean, once upon a time, it was actually over on this wall, and then it wasn't where you guys could see it at all, really. And then when I redid the studio and moved everything around, I put it over here. But anyway, no, it's not any distaste about Axe. It's just that I don't have time to absorb a new rule set. I mean, 5 nights a week of streaming, taking a deep breath on weekend nights, and then 5 nights a week of streaming. And I have writing and 3D printing to do during the day to keep me busy. And they are keeping me busy right now. It's a good thing. By the way, oh, Vaughn, I wanted to answer your question. Regarding how to generate a number from 8 to 12, here's what you do. You roll a D4 and a D6. On a 1 through 3, add the value of the D4 to 8. On a 4 through 6, do not add the value. So you will just have an 8. There you go. That's how you do it. Easy peasy. Not enough room to recreate the Battle of Emerdy Meadows, complete with a boathouse. No. No. I have enough Dwarven Forge that I can do the upper ruined moat house and take up a good chunk of the table. the round table out there. Oh, you're talking about the 3D printing. The 3D printing. No, I'm 3D printing for a customer right now, but you're very close. So dig this. There's a gentleman who reached out to Paul Stormberg and asked him about recreating the dungeons of Quasqueton in Search of the Unknown in either 28 or 15 millimeter. And Paul said, do it in 15 millimeter. And he was like, cool. Well, I have a lot of stuff to make because Paul put it up at the Legends of Wargaming. And Paul knew that I had a 3D printer. And Paul reached out to me and said, hey, can you 3D print this stuff? And I said, absolutely. So this year, he's doing the Cathedral of Evil, the upper first level of the Temple of Elemental Evil. And I have been printing like a madman. Yesterday, I printed up some doors. And I'm going to be printing up some other doors. But he's doing this in 25 millimeter, not in 15. So it's much larger. So I printed some huge pillars. I printed Gothic windows. I'm going to print a rose window. It's big. It is pretty damn big. So I'm excited about it. Nope, no diorama yesterday. Kanaka, no diorama today. I'll do one at some point this week if I get inspired. But anyway, so yeah, I have been printing on that, and it's a piece of work. Let me tell you what. I will tell you guys stories about the 3D printing process on the 3D printing channel, which is another reason I haven't had time to absorb a new OSR rule set. Cerninos, hello. Please don't musk on the rug. Yeah, Luther, I know. Did you already see the... oh, sorry, that was... There are places known and there are places unknown, and in between there are doors. This is the end. No, it's not. It's we're only 18 minutes in. But anyway, so I've been doing a lot of printing for that. Guys, listen. People, if you're going to hire someone for a creative endeavor that is piecework, like it's not just one, you know what? I don't care. Even if it is just one piece. I beg of you, I implore you, from the bottom of my fat-encrusted heart, I ask you, when the creative person reaches out to you with a raft of questions before they can proceed forward, don't just respond to their email, their text, their DM, whatever, with, yeah. Unless the last question was, do you want all of these things? Or something like that. Printing up the doors, there have been many changes in how the doors are being done for the Temple of Elemental Evil. So I took a picture of those. Well, I didn't take a picture of those. I have, but I took a screen grab every time I build something, every time I model something or modify an existing model, as I did with the doors in 3D Builder. I will take a screenshot of it and send it to my clients. And I sent something to a client yesterday, and I said, do you want, basically I had a laundry list of questions, and his answer was like, basically, yeah, all right. That only slows up the process. if I have to email you again, especially if there was a long pause in the emails, please, on behalf of people making things, listen to our questions and answer them directly. Please, I ask of you. Luther doesn't like my singing. No, he doesn't like it. So this is for you, Luther. Luther Pendragon, Alabama football enthusiast. I hope that hurt. Oh, I was gonna cold open some ASMR. Do you guys want some Delver ASMR tonight? Do you guys want some more Delver ASMR? In the 9 or so minutes we've got left before we play some first edition AD&D. That door goes out into my workshop where my 3D printers are. I really need to seal this door on the other side with Visqueen. Naughty Professor doesn't want any ASMR because I'm worried about resin fumes getting into here. Because phenolic resin is bad for you. I can do that too. ASMR dice rolling. Sorry, a little thirsty tonight. Heard that the Temple of Elemental Evil didn't pay their water and gas bills. You know, I don't think I'm ever going to run TOEE again. I know it's everybody's favorite mega dungeon, but oh man, what a slog. What a slog. And yet I am so looking forward to running the G series for my Monday night group. You know, I had a little happy occurrence. Someone joined the Monday night group for the first time in a long time, and they're not someone that I really know. I had hectored Sky Hernstrom, who is a fantasy author, and we've interviewed him on the show. And he's a really swell guy. I like Sky a lot. I had hectored him for like a year about playing. No, longer. Like almost 2 years about playing with us. And he finally got joined a few weeks ago. But I reached out to someone that I thought needed a little Dungeons and Dragons in their life. And I said, hey, you want to come play some old school D&D with some neckbeards? And I figured it would be like, thank you. No. Nope. They dove right in. They made up a character and everything, and I think that's just too cool. When is the next deep dive, and what is it? When is the next deep dive, and what is it? Oh, we were gonna look at we were gonna deep dive, and I guess I can start next week. The Annals of the Grog Empire, issue number 5. Which is awesome, and it has some absolutely lovely cover art. I am a sucker for mermaids. I am. It's not a fetish. And we're going to take a look at this. The print zines are wonderful. I love print zines. Send me your print. Let me tell you something. If you want me to review something, send me physical products. Sending me e-products is nice. But books you can hold in your hand are the best. It is a print zine, Cooley. It is a print zine. And it is... when we do the deep dive, I'll tell you. We're not diving in right now. You didn't even bring your swimsuit. Oh, Bob, you hit your head. Be well, my friend. I finished TOEE once. No, if I do Dragon Magazine, is that one that Gary or Rob wrote for before I say no? Because I know right up at the end, right down at the tail end, Gary Gygax and Rob Kuntz were actually writing articles. Unregistered Hypercam 2, greetings. So yeah, I finished TOEE once, and other times we've just lost interest in it and gone off and done something else. Hello, John David. Goat turquoise white horns. There's lots of interesting drow stuff, character class called the Pale Commander, etc. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, and if it's not for first edition or original, it's not really in my wheelhouse. Now, we did do a deep dive once upon a time, like slowly over time. I have the Best of Dragons 1 through 4, and we went through those. By the third Best of Dragon, it was literally just a splat book, like not a remuneration of articles and interesting tidbits and stuff like that. It was they were just got splat booky very fast. Howden's been watching how you play 1E. That's great. Because Thursdays we're doing a deep dive. Right now, I'm doing a how to dungeon master. It is not just how to play. It is specifically for dungeon mastering. Now, do I say that it is specifically for dungeon masters? Like, well, I play and I've got to do. No, not at all. Not at all. Consider it game film. You're getting ready for the other team. So on Thursday nights and along the way, I will impart to you guys the best wisdom and knowledge that I can from the book and from the heart, really, about good standards and practices for game mastering. And then you can take it. You can hold it close to yourself. You can say that it sucks and that I'm the worst DM in the world. At which point I would say, well, at least you made it this far. But at any rate, that's kind of what we'll be getting into Thursday. So the how to play first edition AD&D. DMing is a philosophy. DMing is one of those things. Let me give you guys a perfect example. My mom, God rest her soul, made absolutely the best Southern cornbread dressing in the world. And I could tell you guys the recipe. It's not complex. No, it doesn't have oysters in it. And we could all get together one night and bake it. It's not going to taste like hers. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be as good. My mom would share the recipe with other ladies she knew, and they couldn't make it like hers. I can't make it like hers. But what you can do is you can make it your own. you can make it your own, and you can make something that is unique to you, and then it's your DMing style. It is a feel. It is an intangible process. I cannot point at specific things and say, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I have a How to 1E, John. I have on YouTube back last year and the year before. They're 2 and 3 hour live streams each, but people seem to really like them. But you're right. It's more than words or method. It's the soul. It absolutely is. Anyone can sit down and say, I will roll for the monsters. I will read the things in the module, and I will tell you if you stepped on a trap or if you avoided it and how many gold pieces you got. That is performing the function of being a dungeon master. Being a dungeon master is an entirely different matter. There is a verve. There is a cadence. There is a je ne sais quoi. There is an unknowable aspect of it that you have to reach down and find within yourself. It's being a raconteur. It's being a little bit of a stage magician. It's being a joke teller. It's being a troubadour. It's looking at a rule and immediately deciding whether the essence of that rule will fit the given situation and applying it accordingly. It is knowing when to say no to a player, but make them feel happy for having been told no. And I hope I can impart a little bit of that. I hope I can impart a little bit of that to you guys. And I hope that answers your question, John. But you know what? It's 2 minutes past. It's 2 minutes to B2. I don't know. My apologies to Iron Maiden. Let's put on some headphones and welcome in. Well, okay, not everybody's out there. I got Sir Standard. I got Tonstal. I got Vrug Dorn. So we can hang for just a couple of minutes. We can hang for just a couple more minutes. We'll wait for just a minute. Oh, and there's Mobius. So it is time for AD&D. So now I put the headphones on, and let's welcome a group of players that I think you guys will agree, of all the Dungeons and Dragons players that there are, these are some of them. So let us say hello to Doomsword Deathmaster as Vrug Dorn, the half-orc.
What's up?
To Kevin as Tonstal, the entire dwarf.
Hello, hello.
We've upped our standards, now up yours. So say hello to Sir Standard, played by Thane Kyle. Hello. I should point out of D and Disability. Check out his channel here on YouTube, please. He's got some great insights. If you're dealing with physical disability, anything of that nature, his perspective on playing D&D around and with that is really great, and it's definitely worth your time. And of course, a party is nothing without some spiritual guidance. So let us say good evening to Mobius as Duran, who, to the best of my knowledge, does not have a YouTube channel. So can you give us a mic check, Mobius? Have we got you, or do we have Metalis tonight?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, that's great. Mobius had been having some mic issues for a little while, and it was kind of funny. But anyway, let's jump right back into it. Now, the party had returned to the keep for a little bit of rest, relaxation, and refit, had they not?
Mostly to sell stuff, but yeah.
Mostly to sell stuff, right. So what have you guys got that you would like to part with?
Who was it that took notes on treasure last time? Because it wasn't me.
And you're muted if you're trying to talk to us, Doomsword.
Yeah, so I think we dropped some stuff in the Discord chat.
Alrighty, well, let's hop over there and have a quick look. That is, I got a little private chat for the guys here on Discord. Good organizational stuff. Although I can just look here at the module too. So you had fought a group of orcs, and you had gotten an unidentified hand axe, but that was of exceptional balance and added to Vroog's already formidable puissant skill at arms. A rope of climbing you had acquired.
Yeah, I have that.
A fine belt of silver filigree with a gold buckle, which your erstwhile companion, your gnomish thief buddy, he takes time away from his busy schedule with his cousins, halfling, with his gnomish cousins, to point out that could be worth as much as 150 gold pieces. Some various coin, but then let's see.
Yeah, money.
There was a bejeweled sword as well, which we talked about given to the dwarf.
Yeah.
Yes. Now the sword itself is nothing extraordinary. It's a fairly good steel make. There is a jewel in its pommel, however, that seems to be of the gem itself seems to be highly valuable. Otherwise, the sword itself is fairly normal. There's the wine barrel. Did you guys grab the wine? I don't think you grabbed the wine barrel, or did you?
No, we did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I carried that back.
Again, that is a captured item because orcs are rather poor vintners. So let's see. Oh, yes, and 50 platinum pieces. Of note, 50 platinum pieces.
All right, so let's get...
Did we split that up yet? Those
No.
platinum pieces and stuff? No.
Let's just go ahead. Let's get it all converted and split it.
Okay, so in the purse also that you cut off the leader were 17 electrum, 8 gold, and 5 silver.
Okay.
You snagged an ivory bracelet from his female fighting companion. That was worth about 100 gold pieces, which again, you can, the money lender will give you darn near parity prices for things unless you just get outrageous in your asks for them. So the sword with the jewel in the pommel is the valuable item, and you could replace it with a brass knob or something like that if you wanted. But the jewel itself is worth perhaps 100.
Well, so to me, it sounds like, gents, that we have about 350 gold worth of stuff to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we think? You want me to just run that over real quick and see what we can get?
Yeah, that's good with me. The thing that I did drop in chat was that there was I don't know if you're keeping track, Bill, but there was some experience points we didn't attained from some creatures we fought, and that's where I got confused. I kept track of that, not the treasure.
Okay. All right. So the monsters that you fought, I did the math on that, and that is now this is the proof for those of you who are unfamiliar with the way AD&D works. The treasure you get from monsters is always worth way more XP than the monsters themselves. So in this case, it's 265 divided by the number of participants in XP for all the orcs that you fought versus what you got in the treasure. So now, is Sir Standard taking the rope of climbing?
Who needs the XP more than me? Anyone?
Well, right now your thief is on hiatus, so he's not going to get any at any rate, even if you did give it to him. But I will let you guys decide amongst yourselves. But whomever takes possession of the rope of climbing, and do let me know if you need another precis on that, or even if anyone out there in the audience wants to know what a rope of climbing is or does, let me just scroll down to that.
One of you, is it Mobius, I think, that has a really low XP count thus far?
Tonstal's pretty low. I know that. I think he missed a couple with some kind of AC problems or something
I'm
like
at
that.
1311, but guys, I mean, it is what it is. So
no, like I can level, right? I as a fighter, I can level. As a magic user, I can't level yet. But nobody here is close to affording it, right? Maybe if we pooled our resources, maybe Doomsword can level if we all like chipped in. Right.
Yeah, I have more than enough experience to level.
Yeah,
but I mean, I agree from a player perspective. Split that stuff out as much as we can and try to, optimize that so that we live and don't have to start over again.
Okay. So, whosoever takes possession of the rope of climbing and claims it as their own, that is 1,000 experience points.
Yeah, so Tonstal, you're at 1,300. What about you, Mobius?
We can't hear you if you're I think Mobius is still having audio issues. Let me check the
Also, this is why I typically don't have my camera on, gents, because typically this is all you see of me is like the corner of my head and my forehead when I'm trying to read.
Hey, trust me. I mean, you're not talking about a $700,000 Panaflex camera over there on me either, so it's completely fine. Completely understood, TK.
All right. So, can we hear you now, Mobius? What's dare on that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're quiet.
Very quickly.
So speak up.
Yeah, I have 1,200 experience. Just a little over.
All right.
1,200 XP.
All right, Darren and Tonstal, you two fight over it. Who wants the rope? You can have a tug of war over it.
Whichever of you says the command word the fastest and gets leverage, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let Darren take it.
All right.
He's going to be more valuable at level than I am. So.
Okay, so Duran said he was at 1,200 XP?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So now he's at
2,200. So that brings you that may do it. Scrolling. Yes, that will bring you to 700 over. Actually, you may train and become an adept.
Don't forget 10% for Prime Ruckles at 16 or above.
That is also correct. So that will be 1,100 experience points you will get.
Yeah. And once again, we still have the same issue of money because we don't ever have enough money. But that's whatever.
It's interesting you bring that up because there's something I do want to point this out. For not just go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say we've gotten a bunch of high-ticket magic items, but we can't liquidate any of them so that we can actually level. So it's one of those challenges where it's like, yes, awesome loot, and then at the same time it's like, oh, we can't do jack. So
I got a pickled orc chieftain head and a glass jar or whatever.
Yep.
You know, maybe that's worth thousands.
The issue is like the rope of climbing is worth thousands. We just can't I'd even take 2,000 for it at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care that it's worth 40,000. Give me 2. Like, just
Right.
I tried for the wand. I tried desperately for the wand. Like, just give me 2K. Just like 2K. Here, please, for the love of God. But we're screwed as far as cash goes, and that's far more important.
Now, I should point out, as you guys might not be aware, this is DM's option. There are certain things you can ask around in the keep to see if there is an exchange that you could perform to train under tutelage to gain those to gain those critical levels.
Yeah, and I figured that's where we'd have to.
Nice to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's the direction we'd have to go on that kind of stuff, and I was trying to role play a little in that way, you know.
No,
but,
that's fine, and I don't want to steal the scene, but I just I feel, you know, partially for you guys, but also for our audience, if your players find yourself in this situation, there are things that can be done.
That is good. That is good news, because that's typically, I think that's one of the biggest criticisms of AD&D, right? Is the idea of paying so much to level, etc., particularly to modern audiences who start with 5th edition, right? It's foreign, right? Completely and utterly. Now the machine makes sense, right? You need more money to level, so then you have to get more money so that you can afford the level, so that you get more experience. So it's a loop, right? It's a feedback loop. But yeah, in this instance, I'm glad that option's on the table. That assuages some of my salt as a player. The rest of the salt's because I'm tired and my eye hurts. Sorry. But
well, don't put salt in your eyes. Jen? I think the answer is obvious.
So you boys find any warriors or anything else around here? I just been in the bar most of the time. These people are boring.
I mean, the best we can probably do is speak to the head of the guard, maybe. He might be.
Yeah, I think I tried to show him my head, and he wasn't all that impressed.
How could he not be?
That's what I said.
To be fair, nobody's ever had any complaints about my head, but hey.
Hey, people got complaints about my attitude. I got something for them.
That was a really bad joke. I'm sorry, audience.
Now, TJ brings up a question. Would it be possible to trade magic items for training? Absolutely. Unquestionably. Scrolls, magic items useful to magic users if you're getting magic training, that sort of thing. Unquestionably.
All right, so what do we think, gents?
Have at it, leave here. Find me a warrior who's worth my sword.
We've rendered the Baron a good service at this point, and we're continuing to render him a service. I think it would be wise of us to petition him.
Why is he you? People don't like me all that much.
It doesn't. They don't necessarily have to like you.
Give them a chance.
Yeah, they don't have to like you for you to be effective, right? Trust me, I've had plenty of instructors whom I hate, yet still hate, yet you know, they got me where I am, so can't fault them. So yeah, I tell you what, let's go ahead, let's liquidate these funds before I forget the cash number. So I'm going to take everything over to, I believe was the money lender, and
correct.
See, Daron, did you want was it Daron that wanted, or was it Tonstal that wanted the sword?
I don't need the sword. I have a adequate sword. So
okay.
We can just
yeah, but if it's worth money, it's worth XP, right?
Oh, Well, yeah. I mean, I guess.
Well,
Yeah, well, we can
I
kind
was
of even
gonna
out a little
sell the
bit.
gem out of the sword. So, like, does he want to keep the sword and like put a piece of glass in it, or does he?
No, I have an adequate sword. So
Okay, then
Yeah.
I'll sell the sword. All right, DM. So I'll take those goods over. Vroog, do you want to take the wine barrel over to the pub and see what they'll buy it from you for?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, cool.
I ain't gonna drink it. Don't worry. I ain't like that gnome.
I'll keep an eye on him.
There was a
Alrighty.
couple of crossbows as
You
well,
better keep two.
standard to liquidate.
Okay. I don't know if the money, if he would want it. Maybe talk to the general trader about that. So I can swing by there. You coming with me or no?
I'll go with you just in case there's trouble.
Is you're the one with you're the priest, right?
No, I have
That's
the worst
terrible.
charisma in the party.
Ah, that's right.
I'm as ugly as the half-work is.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I have 6.
Yeah,
I
me
have
too.
6. Oh, hey, buddy.
Okay.
How
Well,
you doing?
my charisma of I think it's 9 doesn't seem quite so bad.
Yeah, it's average charisma. And remember, charisma is not good looks. You can have a charisma of 6 and describe your character as good looking as an A-list Hollywood movie star. It's just that, you
As
breathe
soon as
with
you
your
open
mouth
your
open, you drool, you don't bathe regularly.
Flies fly out from your halitosis.
You pepper your conversation with off-color remarks when it's not really appropriate.
And farts.
That's me every day.
Yeah, demonetization type of comments.
Demonetization type of comments that we're not going to say because I don't want to get demonetized.
I get you.
That actually happened. That the video I did last week with Heidi and Eric is on limited monetization, and I don't think we dropped a single F-bomb outside the watershed. So I don't know what that was about.
It's YouTube.
Maybe it was the drinking we did for most of the stream. I don't know. But anyway, so the moneylender looks at you and says, noble elf, how wonderful to see you. I trust this is a prosperous day that finds you.
More or less, I find myself in some in need of liquidating some objects here, about 350 gold's worth. So it's a jeweled sword. You get the sword, not just the gem, a necklace, and an ivory bracelet, I believe.
All right. He puts on a jeweler's loop, looks over thing, and says, the sword is common steel. There's nothing to say for it. And he kind of holds it up, flicks it there, sort of dull ping. The gemstone is of note, however, and I think it looks attractive there. Bless you. Yes, and the bracelet, sort of looks the bracelet over there and brings up a pick and gets some dirt out of it, so on. And he says, this is filthy, like it's been wrapped around a she-orc's arm. Sets it back down and says, so you're asking 350 for the lot and the belt also?
That seems to be a fair value, at least by a friend of mine's estimation.
All right. I'm waiting on the die roller to respond, guys. It's not. Hang on a second. Let me just reload that real quick. There we go.
Party, by the way, remind me to soak all of our captured goods in vinegar first.
Yeah, something.
I said we had to
We don't
clean
want
this
that stuff
armor
not
to get
cleaned
the
up.
stink out.
I think I could make you a counter offer of 300, perhaps.
How about 325? We split the difference.
No, I'm afraid 300 is as high as I can go.
All right. Well, I can't argue, so I'll take the 300. And then I'm looking to sell a couple of crossbows. I presume the local trader will want that, so let's go ahead and take those over as well.
All right. He pays you out in platinum.
That's fine. So 60 platinum it is.
All right. And when you say I won't argue with you, the wisdom of Elvenkind shines through on this day. All right. So the trader, let's see here. The trader actually it would be the provisioner who would really be interested in that, since that's more his thing, or even the smithy and armorer you could probably offer them to. So what are you looking to get for the crossbows?
How many of them were there?
There are 2, and to your eye, I mean, you are you are skilled in the arts of weaponry, and bows, even crossbows, certainly do not escape your expertise as an elf. So, you think these should hold pretty good market value, given what condition they're in?
Are these light or heavy?
These are light crossbows.
All right, let's see here. Control F crossbow. They're typically worth 12 gold. So I'll ask 20 gold for the pair.
Okay. Thank you very much for the super, Uncle Brat. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. Freighter the media, is it Freder or Freighter? The mediocre is the next NPC's name.
Looks like Frieder, maybe.
20. I don't know. I could perhaps do 10.
How about we split the difference and do 15? For the pair. You know, that's not even, that's 7 gold apiece. You're making plenty of money on them.
I suppose 15 is acceptable.
Okay. All right. So.
And remember, the division of treasure or the division of XP is incumbent on the division of treasure. So.
Yep. So we've got 60 platinum and 15 gold that I'm bringing back. All right, Doom Sword. Now let's add that to the remaining gold that we have to split. And how much does everybody get? Presuming we divide this by 4.
Right. And what was the remaining gold? 200 and... I've got this cramp in my arm that won't go away. What was the remaining gold? I know Bill mentioned it.
No, he gave us the XP for the orcs.
Yeah.
Right. I thought somebody said around 260 gold of some sort, but maybe not. Maybe it's just the platinum and what you've got, and then the ton of wine or whatever that I've got.
There was 73 platinum total that we found, right? Plus an additional 18 gold, and then there was a handful of gold beyond that 18, but I lost track. What was the additional gold, DM? Do you recall?
You're talking about the loose change that you pilfered from the pockets of the dead orcs. Okay, I can give you that. I can give you that in a heartbeat. So
a fair bit of electrum that we pulled out of pockets at one point in time. I don't know if that ever got split up. I wasn't here for that.
At one point in time, but we split that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. The leader had 8 silver and 3 gold. And we haven't gotten to Vrug selling the cask of wine yet, assuming that Vrug did not just rent the cask of wine and then later.
While I'm at the blacksmith, one of my party members just mentioned this. We did have 12 short swords to sell.
Okay.
What can I get for those? let's see here. Your typical short sword is 8 gold. I'll ask 4 gold a piece, so 48.
The smith is a little bit more sanguine about things because, I mean, metal can be melted down and reshaped. The short swords could quite literally be plowshares at some point in the not too distant future. So, an acceptable bargain. Well done, good elf.
All right, so we'll add 48 gold to that, and all right. So back to the miscellaneous gold. He had like 8. You said on him.
He had 8 silver and 3 gold on him.
Yeah, so he had 3 gold. And was there any else party members? Any other gold that we haven't accounted for?
I don't think so.
There was a plate mail, but we gave it to one of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody else is wearing that.
Yes.
All right. So
you have a man at arms who's now clad in plate mail.
Right.
yes. Okay. I should actually
Probably
note
owes us
down
money now.
that one of their ACs is
3 if he has no shield.
yeah, and they do. Let's see here, AC 6 from what is AC 6? I actually have to look now.
Ring mail.
Okay, it's not ring mail. It's studded leather and shield. So he goes up to plate mail plus shield, which is AC 2.
Okay.
AC 6 stroke 2. All right, that's for one of them. Okay. Now. Okay. So for party members, let's go ahead and sell that tankard and let's see what we get.
Someone asked me in the chat, who is the wizard by Dungeon Delver's name? I'm not sure what you mean, old son.
The TSR wizard.
Well, I mean, the character name was Grimorley.
Yeah, that's what he's asking, I think.
Yeah, the TSR wizard is Grimorley. I'd love it if somebody made a Grimorley miniature. I should cast around. All I've been able to find on STL sites is like just the logo in stencil format. Like you could print it out and then, stencil with it. But I have not seen an actual 3D miniature.
Is this a cask, a butt, a ton? What are we dealing with wine-wise?
400 coins, 40 pounds. I think that would probably be a butt. Would that be about right? 40 pounds.
I don't care what it is.
All right, Brug, time to show your butt.
Brug, leave that cork alone.
I'm pretty damn good at showing my butt, but I'm gonna show them this.
All right.
I'll walk into the bar there and slam it on the barkeep station. I bring you the finest grog from the caves of chaos. I heard from a tormented and tortured goblin that it came from Elred. What say you?
He rolls it over. He puts a bung in it and samples it. Yeah. Well, my friend Vrug, you have once again brought me an excellent vintage. The brand there has been obscured, obliterated by whoever had this in the caves, but I can tell you this is from a very good year. I would say a little bit further up the wild coast. What are you asking? He taps you a glass and hands it to you.
That's what I was asking for first. I ain't an expert on these things, I know they take me 2 days to drink. I make, on a good day, 150 pieces of gold. 2 days would be 250 pieces of gold.
I don't think I can. 250 pieces of gold is right out. I'll offer you 25 for the cask. How about that?
This is
25.
To answer your previous question, DM. If this is only 40 pounds, sorry, I had to do some math.
That's okay.
This is probably a ferkel or a quarter.
Okay.
Considering
I like Ferkel. It rolls off the tongue. Ferkel.
Firkins. Sorry, Firkins are about 40 liters, I think, which would work out to give or take something like that.
The next time I ever get to play D&D, rather than run it, I'm going to run a halfling thief named Ferkel.
I was about to say, hey, listen, give me a firking glass of that, and you got a deal.
All right, he pours you a glass and pours himself a glass and taps the edge to you and enjoys it, and you now have 25 gold pieces.
What's funny is that halfling would probably fit in the rundlet, which is like two sizes up. It's like the next size under a barrel.
Yeah, an apple barrel, perhaps.
Something like that, yeah.
I dare say you scored a good accord there, Brug.
So that's 25. Let's see here. So let's do some quick math. Is Vrug reporting all of that to the party?
Kind of has to. I was right there.
Well,
I ain't no damn thief. What you insinuating?
That's an out of game question. All right, so plus 73 plus 15 plus 300 divided by 4, 116 gold apiece, gents.
Bye, thanks.
All right, so 116 gold is, of course, 116 experience points also.
I'm at a grand total of
and yes,
205 gold.
For the curious, yes, it is a 1-to-1 experience point to gold system in First Edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Why? Because it's simple. It's convenient. It's easy to get one's head around. And I will take from page 87 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Players who balk at equating gold pieces to experience points should be gently but firmly reminded that in a game certain compromises must be made. While it is more realistic for clerics to study holy writings, pray, chant, practice, self-discipline, etc. to gain experience, it would not make a playable game roll along. Similarly, fighters should be exercising riding, smiting pelts, tilting at the list, and engaging in weapon practices of various sorts to gain real expertise, experience. Magic users deciphering old scrolls, searching ancient tomes, experimenting alchemically, and so forth, while thieves should spend their off hours honing their skills, casing various buildings, watching potential victims, and carefully planning their next job. All very realistic, but conducive to non-game boredom. So, there you go.
How much XP was it from the monsters earlier?
265, I believe I said. My notes are on that PC.
It was 265.
All right, so there was an average of 4 of us and 1 man at arms because the other was down. So that's 5.
That's what I did. I divided by 5.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah, I divided by 5 and applied it to my sheet. That's exactly what I did.
All right, which means 29 experience points for me. Now you watch me fail at doing math. Here we go. Well, I'm up to 32.
You're an English major.
Wrong. I was never an English major. Do not insult me, sir. You're fine. I was everything but surprisingly. I'm up to 3271 though. For both my
I've got about I have actually 3076.
All right.
Doom Sword, I think I think you're having a little video issue.
Yeah, perhaps. I should have probably changed that battery before whatever.
So if the whole party's in the
I know.
tavern now,
Battery
I order
pack.
a round of drinks, and as we're sitting around the table, I just say, "Well, my friends, I've acquired quite a little nest egg myself, and I'd be happy to donate it to
Well,
Vroog."
I think it's high time we go speak to the Baron, and be candid here, because if we can gain his help, we can finish clearing out these caves, right?
That'd be the whole point, don't it?
Well, and we will be doing that service for him in exchange for us keeping the loot, obviously, but also in exchange for us leveling. And I think that would be, I think that's fair if we can request that of him, whether he can point us to, whether he assigns us his guard captain to train us, or the local priesthood or whatever. I'm sure that we can work something out. So I guess let's get ourselves cleaned up, looking nice. Yes, Vroog, this means you have to bathe, and we'll head out and see him tomorrow. I will go ahead and put the request in now to his presumably what would probably be his oh my god, I should be shot. I'm a medievalist. I know the name of this. It starts with a CH.
I'll let you off the hook. We can keep moving. So you're
Chamberlain. Thank you.
Yes. So let's see. Come on. Wow, you guys didn't see the roll, but it was 97. So yes, he'll see you first thing in the morning. He clears his schedule for you.
Awesome.
Maybe we should have saved the wine for him. I don't know. I've learned.
There's very little I think that we could give that would matter.
To get Fritz of life way out here in the boonies.
Maybe he wants the rope climb. But no. All right, gents. Is anybody doing anything fun this evening? Beyond Vroog getting wasted?
Yeah, I figure I'll stay down in the tap room with Vroog for a while.
Okay.
Barkeep, another round.
Smart choice.
And you guys are now paying him for the privilege of drinking the wine that you carried out of the the caves. So do mark
That's
off.
how
drink.
we do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to refresh the dice rolling page again. It's not showing up for you guys.
I'll mark off a gold for the evening.
There we go. Okay, so yeah, everybody's gathered around. The wine has drawn a good audience, but like he's had little boys as criers going through the keep, yelling that an exotic wine has been wrested from the grips of the monsters in the distant and deadly caves of chaos and brought to you. And this is like, for those of you who are out in Colorado who know what I'm talking about, this is like getting a keg of Pliny the Elder. All right. So people are lining up to get a glass of that, and he sees you. Oh, Vroog, Duran, please come here. Have this table and shoes a couple of people. You've had enough this evening. Now go on.
They had enough, or I had enough.
No, they've had enough.
That's what I thought.
Right. Don't drink to
Hey,
excess.
it's only mid-evening.
He takes their mugs out of their hands and lets you guys sit down there. They take one look at Vroog and they depart post haste to the bar where they will stand and lean. And you guys have a table, and you are being served lovely actual glasses of the wine, and the rest of the evening is fairly uneventful. You see some folk you recognize from the keep. The moneylender is apparently a bit of an amateur sommelier, as he is holding forth on the various. It's a bit ashy, but I would say with a good sweet grape mix, something perhaps from the darker soils on the northern western coast of the Wild Coast. Yes, definitely near the Narley. I would say faint oaky hints, just going on. And I have no idea what he's talking about, but people seem
similar to Kobold blood.
So anyway, the evening is otherwise uneventful. The men at arms, they get a good night's rest, and you make yourselves presentable the next morning to see the castellan. And as I did roll a 97 when I rolled earlier, he accepts you, and with a 97, that's even there's a board of fare laid out. There are slices of apple, eggs poached just so in an iron pan, bread, cheeses, a light cider of apple and pear. So yes, and so what can I do for the adventurers who have done so much for the keep by dealing with the horrible monsters in the caves of chaos?
Well, we actually need to, it's actually more so, I would say, what we could do for you with your help. At this point, we are of insufficient, really, stamina, I think, is our issue, to deal them a final crippling blow. We are nearing that point, but we need your help. We need the training. We need the guidance of the keep. As is the present economy, I would state that despite our fines and our new equipment, and here I'll gesture at my friends and their new armor and myself, it's not necessarily sufficient for standard market fare. So we would like to at least enter into your service, and if possible, receive your training in exchange for us, hopefully, being able to rid you of this problem once and for all.
So you are asking?
I can't take anymore. The roast fowl smells delicious. Please.
That's fine. You can shut up and eat in the corner. The adults are talking.
He
Have fun, adults.
Gestures to you, gestures to the trencher directly in front of you.
I saw about Vroog in the side, and we go for the table.
Yeah, I'll take my set and go sit with Vroog. Us more attractive and very much more powerful have to sit aside, so it's a fair agreement, right?
The lack of power on everybody else's part is why we have a low charisma, because they're afraid of us. I'm perfectly handsome.
So, Standard, you ask me for a letter of marque, do you?
Effectively.
He stands up, adjusts his waistcoat, walks around, strikes a pose, looks back at you, sizes up your men. So let it be written, so let it be done. What do you require?
I require training for myself and my friends, and predominantly it. We're going to have to borrow the services of your priesthood, as well as presumably your captain of the guard, for roughly the next week, I would presume. There's no magic user in the keep that I can study under, I believe, unless I am wrong.
That is where your normally high perceptions of the elven kind have let you down. The very moneylender himself is a practitioner of the sorcerer's arts.
Yeah, but
He is retired. He is retired from adventuring. He will be paid from the funds of the keep.
Right.
He will do as I say. I shall issue a statement to my guards to train your men in sword play, and for any magic or priestly studies, etc., 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 such as you need, it will be handled. You will ride forth under the banner of this keep. You will move without let or hindrance through the caves of chaos. You will slay all those who stand in your way. So mote it be.
Excellent. Now, second question. We have presently been living outside of your chambers and estate, as effectively men-at-arms in your service. Would you like to keep us close, or would you like to keep us out amongst the everyday people? It's your call and where you feel you need us most.
Your current quarters, I think, are sufficient for your needs. Should that situation change, my major domo will contact you forthwith and let you know.
All right. All right, gents. Let's go train, and hopefully we only have a couple of, I think literally we only have a couple of caves left. So hopefully this will be what we need to push forward. Sound good?
On and better things.
Indeed. All right, well, let's finish our meal, thank him, swear the oaths of service, or at least I will, and go from there.
Yeah, he actually has a ceremonial sword brought out that you guys have to swear your oath on.
That's fine.
I'm gonna spit on it, as is the half-orc way.
He arches an eyebrow at that, but doesn't say anything. You spit on the pommel or on the blade?
On the blade.
Oh, okay. That's less. Yeah, that's
less offensive.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to hold that. All right, gents. So, who can level? I can't level as a magic user yet, but soon.
I'm good to go now.
I still think magic user is a terrible name.
Blasphemy.
Laugh the what he can, the monkey boy.
Tie him to the stake.
Mm-hmm. Well, come on, that's like saying car driver, or I don't know. Insert everything else in English here.
Like fighting man?
Dramaturgical effects engineer.
Yes. Right.
All right. So,
actually, hold the phone. I might just be correct. Oh my god. I can level by the skin of my teeth. Oh, no, that's illusionist. Damn.
Yeah. Close.
I can level fighter.
I can level as a magic user.
All right, excellent. Okay. Mobius, you are given space in the church to study, as is the way of your faith. It's 12 hours of meditation in a cell a day, incense burning, prayers, all that sort of thing. Hello, Jorge. Yes, it was Mulebrenner and the King and I. North of the Rockies asking for Christopher Walken for an NPC.
Oh, God.
You and your adventuring band are going into the caves. It's full of monsters. They're horrible. Take your guts out.
That is how you get. That's how you get me to be a murder hobo, ladies and gentlemen.
What you have to do is go in the caves. Kill them all. Frankenstein never scared me. But anyway, so Vroog, yourself, and now is standard training his fighter levels?
I'm training both, but
You're
yeah,
training
I'll do
both. Okay,
fighter
so
first.
all
I
right,
will do
so
both,
yeah.
but I'm training fighter first.
Yeah, you and Vroog basically spend a week beating the crap out of each other with basket hilted rattan sticks.
That's fine.
Split lips, bloody noses, bruised eye sockets. It's loads of fun.
As someone who has been doing that kind of thing since I was about 9 years old, and I'm 29 now, it is quite fun.
Okay.
I'm 49.
All right. I'm not telling you guys how old I am. You'll just have to cut me in half and count my rings. Kevin, what about Tonstall?
I can't level, so yeah, I'm gonna watch, I guess, to
All right.
see what kind of torture I have to go through later.
Spend the week having fun is what Tonstall's like.
Yeah.
2 weeks vacation. Got a fortnight to do nothing. All right. So let's roll some HP for classes.
Oh,
And
good.
4 is 10. 6 and 4 is 10. Divided by 2 is 5.
I'm up.
And you may
10
add it.
points.
All right. All right. Doomsword, do you want to roll your 10-sider for your hit point gain?
I've been dreading this forever. Ever since I rolled a 4 for the first level.
I can roll it for you. That way it's on me.
Well, it's going to be on the screen regardless, so.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
20. That's pretty good.
Oh, wait, that was the wrong die. That was the wrong die. That was the wrong die. Be nice.
I knew it was going to happen.
You rolled the wrong dice.
Sorry, a 10-sider is a 10-sider.
You know he's cussing.
I tried.
I know he is muted, and he is blistering the paint off his studio walls right now. All right, Mobius. Duran gets a D8.
Holy, this is quite the delay. There it is.
Oh, that's 7 for Duran.
There you go.
Don't forget your con bonus if you have one.
TJ says, how many XP could you get spending the week rat catching for the keep? We would have to, they would be normal rats, not AD&D dungeon rats. Not a bunch. I'll tell you that.
It's one of those things where it's like if you're at like 2,999 and you need 3,000 to level, that's what you do for the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need 3,000 rats to get that one XP.
Yeah.
And if there's that many rats in the keep, leave.
Hey, at least it ain't roaches. All right. So nothing else changes. No saving throw changes or anything like that. Do I get a new spell?
Would you like to study a spell? You certainly can. What spell do you wish to study? Identify.
Yeah, right. I only have first level spells, so identify is not that.
Yes, identify is a first level spell.
Really?
Yes, and identify absolutely is a first level spell.
Okay. I'm so used to other editions where it's either a second or third level spell.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, then I will. Because I have read magic. Does he have? Okay, now I'm torn between identify and detect magic. But I guess really identify is the better of the two, because that way, if it is magical, I get it anyway.
Well, the cleric has detect magic as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, let's try identify. My intelligence is gives me a 65% chance to learn it. So
all right, roll to see if you can know it. That way you won't have to spend the time, trying to figure out if you can know it. So
Yeah.
yes, you can know it, so you can spend your part of your magic user study time putting that in your spell book.
Cool. I should get right off him sometime because I don't have that.
You absolutely that is a. If you don't have right in your spell book, let me see.
I started with read magic, sleep, unseen servant, and shield.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to get right. You'll have to get right. So part of his services, he will put identify in your spell book for you.
Awesome. And I will. How much is it, out of morbid curiosity, for me to learn right from him?
You have it. You can. It's just part of the package. Part of the you've leveled, so you can learn a new spell, kind of thing.
Okay, so the identify was a bonus then.
Right.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
He's feeling merciful. He sees you coming in with an eyelid that's been stitched back in place. You still have the classical Roman nose. It's now Roman all over your upper face. So he has a little mercy on you and gives you right.
Appreciated. Now, what is my percentage for? I'm curious because identify isn't a here it is. So one turn special, one item. Doesn't it require a pearl and a goldfish or something like that?
It is
pearl, right?
It is. Let me see.
Yeah,
I need
the material components of this spell are a pearl of at least 100 GP in value, an owl feather steeped in wine with an infusion, and a miniature carp swallowed whole.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the way, and this is where we get, guys. Like I said, there are things that I do a little bit differently. Identify may be used on an item if the item is not used. Picking up an item and putting it in a bag is the same as the item lying on the ground before you touch it. Mm-hmm. So the axe that Vrug got, you can't identify that. You just got to hope for the best. Right. The next one, if you pick it up and put it in a bag, not on a belt, not where it can be used, put it in a backpack, wrap it up in some foil if you feel so compelled, then you can identify it at any point in the future.
Does he have a pearl I can buy?
Yes, he has one for 100 gold pieces.
Awesome. So I will spend, of my 200 gold, I will buy a 100 GP pearl off him.
Okay.
That way I can, because that's let's face it, that's the material component that matters. Do you want me to bother buying the carp?
Only if you think you're going to cast it, because it does have to be a live carp. You would need a jar to keep it in, and basically keep it alive. Hope you don't get hit with a crushing blow, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the pearl for now. All right. Anything else, gents?
No, I think so.
All right, we want to head back over to the caves then?
As soon as sunrise comes up, sure.
Feeling a little unfortunate about my clumsiness when fighting my last training session and getting cut. I'm getting as drunk as possible.
Mm-hmm. Don't you have like a con bonus of +3 though?
Yeah, man, but that's still only 5. 2 levels. I'm not even.
Don't
No,
get
I
him
get it.
started.
At 2 levels gives me Tonstall's hit points at first level.
But
Right.
that con bonus really does save you here.
Save me from what?
It's still one
Instant-
swing.
The
Instant,
early retirement.
yeah, early permanent retirement.
Retirement in the Blade Runner sense.
Yeah, it's drinking tonight.
you will only be
Orcs are either a benefit or a problem.
one day you will roll that 10, but it is not this day.
And it's going to be for a reaction from an NPC.
Right.
Yeah. Greetings. Ah! Gendarme, aidez-moi.
Merci beaucoup. All right. Let's gather the men-at-arms and go and head back out. We have our full complement now, all 4.
Correct. It has been a fortnight, and so you gather everything up and you sally forth back to the caves of chaos. And let's see, does anything untoward's happen? I love rolling this because, guys, I got to tell you something. There's always the percentage chance a huge ancient silver dragon could land in front of them to conversate. Well, we're going to these caves of chaos. Not before we play some chess. Breaks that up for.
Hey, my intelligence is such that I could challenge that dragon at chess. Thank you.
I'm not going to say
out.
no, and I'm certainly not going to.
I didn't say I'd win. I didn't say I'd win.
And your dungeon master would have to open up Chat GPT to do it because I know how chess pieces moves, and that's the full extent of my knowledge of chess. The pawns go forward 1 or 2. They can take stuff diagonally. The queen can go anywhere. The knights go in an L shape. The bishops go diagonally, and the rooks go in straight lines, and the king can move 1 in any direction. Thus endeth the lesson on how to play chess from the Dungeon Delver. So yeah, I would.
End pass and castle, and you're fine.
I would get Chat GPT involved in a chess game in this, which I did do. By the way, this is tabletop game related, so this counts. I opened 2 Chat GPT tabs a couple of weeks ago, and I made it play itself in chess. I said, typed in one, hey, let's play chess in standard notation. You can be white and go first. Typed in the other, let's play chess in standard notation. I want to be white. I'll go first. Both of them said okay, and so I started feeding it its own moves. 31 moves to checkmate. Okay. So you gather yourselves up and you sally forth to the keep. I'm guessing you're going in the morning, so you're periodically punctuated by Vrug climbing off of his horse, vomiting, walking over to the river, sticking his head in. That's every maybe third of a mile on your way there. And then you arrive. It is just as dismal when you last left it.
Okay. What caves haven't we been in? I think it's like the back upper one and the bottom one, like bottom back one, right?
That bottom one we've been to, we got chased out of there by.
I'm not counting that encounter. We haven't really been in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 2 upper left westmost caves that you have not been in.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 upper right westmost caves that you have not been in. There is a ground level westernmost cave that you have been in, and it's where you saw the oozes.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow, there are actually more left than I thought. All right, so do we just want to start with the upper left and sweep our way across?
Sweep and clear. Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. I presume we can scramble up the side. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is about 100 feet up. So looking back down the slope there, it is dizzyingly high. Now, are you leaving someone down in amongst the brambles with your horses again?
We will leave 2 men-at-arms with the horses and bring 2
Okay.
with us.
And I'll fish out the rope out of my pack and send it 50 feet up to find a perch.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Snake our way up. Do it again. Can't we attach a well? We could attach a grappling hook to the end of it. That would help.
And you certainly can. You can just order it, go through that hole, tie a knot, and it'll do it.
Because
Yep.
it'll fasten itself.
All right. So, but again, it is very high, but it is not mountain climbing or even rope of climbing gear required to get up there.
All right, well,
Would make it a little easier, anyways.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have it.
it can. So it's kind of cool to drop it on the ground and order it to run itself along with the, it has to wrap. You lose about a foot when it wraps itself around the grapple, so it can scoot it along as it goes. But yeah, it'll snake up and set itself.
Am I the only one that wish ropes of climbing worked the same way they did for Kugel and Kugel's saga when he had that infinite rope? That was so good.
All right, so you arrive at the southwesternmost cave opening. Glancing in, the daylight, the sun's coming up in the east, so it's shining almost directly in the cave. You can see what appears to be a 20 by 30 cave within, but I mean, that difference in light, you can't really see beyond that.
Okay. No immediate exits?
Maybe in the back, it goes further. You're not sure.
Okay. All right, gents, we want to move in?
Yep.
Vrug, you in front?
We'll double team it if we can fit.
Should. Oh, if it's 30 by 20, we definitely can.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you step into the cave, and the ceiling's roughly 10 feet high here, you blink for a half second, your eyes become adjusted, and the light outside is now an illumination source, not something that's blinding you, making it hard to see in. You see that there are 4 gnolls in a squarish chamber beyond, and 2 have bows drawn. You're not surprised by this. They're not surprised by you because you guys were making the racket of climbing up and talking to the rope and everything. So let's get some declarations. What is Vrug doing?
Charging the leftmost one.
Charging the leftmost one. Charge with a capital C, correct?
Yes, sir.
Kevin, what is Tonstal doing? Kevin, what is Tonstal doing?
Oh, I'm muted. Yeah, I'm charging the one to the right of the one he just charged.
Okay. And Sir Standard?
I will be loosing arrows. My men-at-arms, one will be lighting a light source, and the other will charge in with a spear.
Okay, charge with a capital C.
Yes.
Left knoll with bow or right knoll with bow?
The one furthest away from the party members. So let's go with right.
Okay. So they see you charging. They're actually going to loose missiles as you guys are running forward, because it's literally just letting go of the bowstrings. But you will still hit them before they can, before they can do anything other than fire a single arrow. This one is going at Vrug. That is a miss. This one is going at Tonstal. That is, let's see, he's 2 hit dice. And I'm sorry, Mobius, what did you say Duran was doing?
Duran's gonna fire a slingshot down.
Okay.
Not hit his companions.
Understood.
I'm
Understood.
AC1.
Okay, so 16. Right, but these guys are a little bit better than kobolds, so.
All right.
All right, I need my. This is always a little wonky to find my saving throw versus psionic blast for you guys. I'm kidding, of course. He actually hits. That cloth yard shaft nails you. So as you rush in, you take 2. Thunk.
Okay.
And you guys are now amongst them. Missile fire from party as they're going in, though. Please do that.
Sure. Do you want both of mine at once?
No, just one.
All right. This is. I still need to add the dex to it, but that's only an 11 from a fighter 2. I don't think that's going to hit.
11 fighter 2. Let me check there. Let's see. My only gripe about this otherwise excellently laid out PDF is having to go between the map and the stats, but I mean, that's going to be any module. Let's see. So that is.
You didn't watch my video. Use comments. It'll save you.
I did watch your video. I just forget. I forget lots of things that I could be doing to make life easier on myself. Let's see. So that is an 11, you said, total?
Yeah, sadly.
Fighter 2. Oh, it would have been the same anyway. So yeah, that sails over his shoulder. Mobius, Duran slings. He likes to sling about the boot and the June and swing at that.
Straight over his head.
Okay.
Broadside of a barn type of thing.
Charge finishes. Go ahead and do your thing. Chargers.
All right.
That's AC5. Well, AC5 without the AC5.
That hits.
Okay.
Sweet.
And these are large creatures. Your average knoll is 7 feet tall.
All right, so that's going to give me a 1d12, and that's going to be +3.
I forget the glory of the longsword.
Yeah, 10 points.
The glory of the longsword versus large. You turn that knoll into 2 half knolls, which are still bigger than Tonstal,
That's 11.
who missed. Well, wait, no, an 11? An 11? Oh,
It
your
is
first
11.
roll.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so no, that's going to miss. And
Nope.
that is going to miss for the man at arms. So 1 knoll is down. There are 2 in the back that are turning and running out, abandoning this one. So that is their action in the round. You can try and fire your second arrow at him or at them. They're not in melee, so there's a chance that you might hit them. So go ahead and roll it. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's roll initiative. TK, why don't you give me a D6 first to see if they run or you get arrow first?
Chances are they run.
It is a tie. So they're bolting out of the room as you are loosing your arrow. Go ahead and make your roll.
Make this one count.
I doubt it'll kill one. Yes, no. No,
Clatter.
fine.
Yeah, they round the corner, and you can hear their feet flapping on the cobblestone as this one is looking around, realizes he's all by himself. So let's get declarations for the next round. Vrug, are you going to make Hyena Man cutlets?
Yeah, there's so I cut that one down. There's one still to the right of me that
Correct.
Tonstal had charged. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that guy, and I'm gonna yell out, "They're calling for reinforcements!"
Okay. Kevin, what about Tonstal?
I'm going to attack with my sword.
Man at arms, stabby, stabby.
Yup.
All right.
And that's okay.
Then how about Sir?
If they call
how
for
about-
reinforcements, we can hold this quarter.
Okay. And Duran, how about you?
Yeah, I'm moving up towards that other entrance.
Okay, so you're crossing the chamber to there, which is where one Knoll is still standing, but he is basically Tonstal, Vrug, and one of the men-at-arms are kind of pinning him. Let's go ahead then and roll initiative. Mobius, we'll let you go, and we'll just keep things in order as we cycle. So give me a D6 roll. He kind of looks fierce and draws a sword and swings at Vrug. Actually, no, Tonstal's facing him. He swings at Tonstal.
All right.
And that is a miss. I saw that 17 come up. I was like, all right. So, yeah, he's fighting on. So, what you guys do in the next round, or in this round? I guess you're going to swing on him. Go ahead and do your things.
You want to take it, Tom?
Yep.
He was facing you.
I get it's going to be plus 3 for this because he's a humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
12. So that's AC 7.
Yeah, he actually holds the line.
All right.
Tonsil's distraction gives me the opening as I cleave through his right clavicle.
Where his right clavicle would have been if he hadn't pulled back in just a moment. Man at arms.
Yep.
That's a whiff. So are you going to shoot at him, Sir Standard?
Not when he's in melee like that. I'm moving up. The other men at arms torch is moving up. That's it.
Now, Duran, you're there. Do you want to try and strike him with your staff from second rank?
Sure do. Yep.
All right, go ahead and make your hit.
Brain him.
He's got that.
Is a good braining. He is a large creature. You are using staff versus large. Don't have the players in front of me.
Ain't that 1d8?
Staff.
Or is it 1d6?
Still a D6.
Yeah, it's still a D6.
In all my time in HEMA, the quarterstaff is still my favorite weapon.
Bing!
Look at that.
Brains him.
It brains him to the tune of, let's see.
The tune of running away and getting hacked in the back.
Even better, it brains him to the tune of 6 hit points. He didn't like that. But coming up the hall, you immediately hear the growls and yips and barks of more gnolls. They will be here ready to fight in the next round. So this guy, he, smiles. He's kind of missing some teeth from that blow, and cackles and readies his sword as 3 gnolls enter the room. And in the crush up front, they're just able to fight in the space in front of you. So it's going to go Gnoll fighting Vrug, Gnoll fighting Tonstal, Gnoll fighting Man at Arms, and then the other 2 are back behind that. So let's get declarations. Vrug, you have some new car seat covers just showed up. Are you going to do that thing?
Are they, so the one in front of me, does he block, I mean, are these other ones going to be able to come up and flank me or whatever? Or?
You guys have 3 men across. They have 3 gnolls across in front of you.
Right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stab this one that Tonstal and Duran have been fighting. I'm going to go ahead and stab him, kick him off my sword after he obviously dies, and then get ready for the one that's going to advance.
Okay, Mobius, do you stay in the second rank, or rather, does Duran stay in the second rank and let the man at arms fight in front of you? Is that how you're arranged? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So it is man at arms versus Gnoll, Vrug versus Gnoll, Tonstal versus Knoll. What is Sir Standard doing?
I'm going to seize a spear. I'm going to seize the spear from my other men-at-arms.
Okay.
And I will use that. 4 isn't worth me wasting a sleep on, so I will do that. The other men-at-arms, of course, is going to be a torch boy.
Okay.
So
once again, you have guessed correctly. So let's go ahead and roll initiative, and I think we're back around to Doomsword. Roll a d6, please. A 2. A 3. Okay, so Knoll versus well, that's a miss regardless. Knoll versus that was versus Rug. Knoll versus Man at Arms. That is a miss. And Knoll versus Tonstal. That is a miss. Okay, not a good day at Black Rock for the Knolls. Counterattacks, if you please. 13.
Yeah, so that AC4. AC3.
Yeah, that's going to hit. You almost cannot help but kill him in a single blow, but go ahead and roll your damage anyway.
I hope so. Come on. Hopefully I roll better than hit points.
Doomsword bringing that big dick energy for 8 points. He is actually still up, but barely. There's some stuff poking out that should still be inside of Knoll's abdomen, but he's continuing to fight on. Kevin, let's see what you got.
Okay,
19.
21.
19. No, 19.
19. Somebody else remembers that?
Absolutely, Paul Hardcastle.
Yeah, like 1984.
14
Yeah.
points of damage.
Cut him down. He sized him down as he runs in.
all right. Spear from me. Negative.
That's a miss. Man at Arms.
Spear from the men-at-arms.
That is a hit. Look at that one.
All right. So D8 from spear. 7.
He takes a healthy amount of damage, but is still up.
You warmed him up for us.
All right.
Okay, so another Knoll leaps into place of the fallen one, and they're brave. They're crazy brave. They're staying to fight.
I'm
No
surprised
quarter.
Let me see
Knolls
here.
are made of stout stuff.
I want to look something up. So, a little bit of trivia. Doomsword and I were talking about a song about the Vietnam War called 19 by Paul Hardcastle. The narrator in that song, of course, was Peter, and I just had his name on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. But if you are a fan of the Forensic Files, he was the narrator of the Forensic Files for almost 20 years, and he himself was a World War II veteran. He came ashore on D-Day. He
I didn't know that.
Yes, a little bit of trivia there. Okay, so you are faced with death itself in the form of 4 Knolls remaining. No, I'm sorry.
3.
2, 3. Yeah, 3. Thank you, 3. But
I'm pretty
still,
sure they're faced with death.
I know it's from the old Bard's Tale computer game. It's like you'd kick open a vacant house. You face death itself in the form of 81 dire wolves, 81 dire wolves, and 81 dire wolves. But it's usually you just at that point Earth Dagger, and they just all kind of disappear.
Right.
All right, so I'm guessing you guys are going to continue to melee because the Knolls are giving no quarter.
Right, so I got one facing me. The one that was to the right of me, he ain't dead yet, right?
No, he is not.
Yeah, I'll hack that guy.
And it was Peter Thomas was the announcer's name. All right, Tonstal, you're going to continue to melee. You have a fresh one.
Yes, sir. Excuse me. I'm
Bless
allergic
you.
to Knowles.
Man at arms continuing to fight. Standard and Duran, you're continuing to fight, right?
Correct.
Yep.
We got 4 adventurers and 2 men at arms ready to fight. That's
Well, only
6
one fighting, but yeah.
4 members. Let's roll initiative, and I think we're on to Kevin. Roll initiative, please.
Let's do it. Where's my D6? There it is. I got a
Nice.
Good.
6
Better than
dangerous.
the
I go first. All right, so we'll start with Doomsword.
I just watched that
15.
movie last night.
That's AC 1. Hang on a second. Sorry.
Should be better than that.
I think it's AC 0. Hang on, my character sheet's a little complex. So AC base is 3, shield brings it down to 2, and it's a
Correct.
+2 shield. Right.
That's right.
Okay,
Right.
so
Plate and shield 2 is 0, right? Is
0.
it 0?
It is 0.
Okay.
yeah, plate and
0.
shield
Thank you.
+2 is going to be a 0, and yeah, the lightness of that shield means you bring it up just as quick as a flash and avoid that sword blow that otherwise would have hit you. So that is a miss. Tonstal.
AC 1.
Tonstal.
Oh,
That
you
is-
bastard.
Here I was complaining about hit points. I finally have the most hit points of the group.
And keep on the Borderlands. It was 19. 19. All right, let's see it.
Come on. No hurdy.
In the Battle of Emerald Meadows, the youngest age of the average fighting elf was 220. In Keep on the Borderlands, it was 19. Let's see. So that's actually going to be 2 to 8.
Oh, 2 1s.
2 to 4, not to, or 2d4. Yeah, that's 2 to 8.
2.
Dungeon Master can math good.
Son of a.
Oh.
Yeah!
If only we had a priest.
Wait a second. Didn't we win initiative? Did
Yes,
win
we did, and I won.
Yeah, he won initiative.
And this is versus
Yeah.
Man at Arms. That misses Man at Arms. So you're down 9 hit points by my count, Tonstal.
That's correct.
Counter
I have 3 hit points left.
counter attacks, please.
This is where your Cure Light Wounds will help
Yeah,
you
coming.
a lot.
All right, I think that's right here.
Nice.
Yes.
18.
What's
Take care
up with
for
the
everything.
1d12 plus 3? Come on.
Yes!
14.
Oh, that knoll is no more. All right.
He was
Kevin?
no more.
He was no more. He was nullified.
Son of a.
You're in such horrible pain, you can't hit. Man at Arms, who did do
look
damage
here.
earlier.
I'm rolling me first.
Oh, so that's going to hit for you.
All right, and now let's do Man at Arms.
And that's going to hit for the Man at Arms. So that's 2d6 versus this already injured one.
D8s, I have spears. So
I'm sorry,
2d8
2d8 yes, because
Yep, D8 plus 1 for my strength. Total of 9
That-
to him.
fells him. So there's only 1 knoll remaining. So Mobius, show him how it's done.
Nice.
That is exactly how it's done. Roll your damage. That's not quite how it's done.
I'm in the
All
nuts this time, so
Bit. Okay. You guys, is it meeting at Knoll attendance mandatory?
Yeah, how many we got left? 2?
1.
1.
1.
No. I'm sorry. Yes, there are 2.
2.
You're There's
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're killing them.
All right.
two. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some initiative. And Sir Standard, it is your turn. That is a 1.
Uh,
That is a 3.
Die roll on my end. It's still lagging. So.
yes.
And he misses. So you guys finish him.
All right, well, I suppose I'll take a roll. Nah, that's gonna
No,
be...
that's gonna miss. Tonstal.
Come on, man.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Man at arms.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. All right, fine. I'll have the man-at-arms roll first. Why not?
That's gonna miss.
All right, now.
And I think it is just 1. I'm pretty sure it is just 1. That's gonna miss.
damn.
Duran?
All right, step up and swing the staff.
Come on, man.
Yes.
Pow! Roll your damage.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, all right. You bring that down on him, and he looks around and realizes that he's all by himself.
DM,
Yes.
can my other follower brain him with a torch?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, what he's gonna like lean forward.
Just throw it. Just throw it.
Over. All right, so I know what he's doing in the next round. Party, you guys gonna try and finish this guy off? Oh, Temple of
Yeah.
Apshai, that was a great game. It was a fantastic game. Very visceral.
That was.
I know everybody thinks Diablo equals Angband or Rogue or whatever, and you're right. But if you think about it, it was Diablo before Diablo. But actually, I think it may have come out before Hack. I'll have to check my computer history. Anyway, so let's roll initiative and see what this lone Knoll. All right, I know what he's doing. Party, roll initiative.
I think that was me.
And yes, actually, I think it was Mobius's turn. Roll initiative, Mobius.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Mulligan.
Okay.
No difference.
He is turning to flee combat. So that's basically his action. He does have initiative. So if you guys, let me see, the difference was 3. That's 3 segments. It's 10. He can basically make it to the far side of the room. If you guys want to pursue him as he's running, do you wish to do that?
Of course. I'm definitely pursuing.
Okay.
I guess I'll follow Tonstal's lead.
I'll send a sling from here. Sling from here.
Okay. Then party missile fire goes.
All right. You want to roll first, Tonsil?
Well, I'm melee, so.
Clatter.
Okay.
Man.
I missed.
Spear throw.
Nice.
Look at that.
Okay. He is transfixed by at least 1 spear, so roll that d6 to see exactly what happens.
D8.
D8, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, you get a nice spray of head cheese as that thing passes like into the side and out the front. He kind of staggers and hits the floor. So there is silence
Preacher, heal the fighter.
as now there are 5 dead. No, well, actually more than that. Anyway, I'll figure it out.
Let's pursue.
Yeah.
He's dead. You don't have to pursue him.
So
Rip the spears
Dig
out.
deeper.
Okay.
Go from there.
I move up to check out Tonstal's
anything in their
injuries.
There was a little bit of crosstalk, but Mobius started first. Tonstal is badly injured.
All right, so I start casting a Cure Light Wounds on him.
Okay. So the The gnolls. Let's see. So there's a total of 7 of them.
Nice.
Let me see here. So 3 of the males have a total of 13 gold pieces.
Okay.
The other 4 have, let's see, the first one has
What price?
2 copper, 2 electrum, and 8 silver. I'll wait for you to let me know you've got that written down.
I got it.
The second one has 5 copper, 2 electrum, 2 silver.
Right. 4 and 7. Yup. Next.
The third one has 6 copper, and I can't see that die, but 6 copper, 6 electrum, and 5 silver.
Okay.
And the final one has let's see, what is that? That is 1 copper. Nope, that's a 7. 7
10.
copper. Yeah, 7 copper, 1 electrum, and 2 silver.
All right. And that's it. No more gold.
No more gold.
All right. What weapons did they have?
Well, Knowles had the infamous Knowlish longbows, and they also had. Let me see. What is that? I need to scroll back here.
That was 2 longbows, was it?
Yeah, 2 of them had longbows, and they each have not quite complete quivers of arrows.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll say 2 score arrows then.
That is correct.
All right.
And hang on a second. Their hand weapons are bastard swords.
Okay. And then so that's 7 bastard swords.
Yes.
Those bastards. All right. All right. I will gather up all of that, bind it together with some string, walk back to the entrance of the tunnel, yell "Famaloo!" and chuck it all out. Roll it down the hillside of the men-at-arms down there.
Okay. Your voice echoing both within and without. What do you do next, party?
Did you want to roll up Tonstal's healing, or do you want me to roll up?
Tonstal's healing. You know what?
That was going to be my ask.
I am feeling super generous, so why don't you go ahead and roll that?
Nice.
There you go.
Okay.
Are you feeling up to it, dwarf? I don't like the raising of the alarm.
I'm
We should
at 7,
pursue.
so I'm just above half.
Don't you have you've got a potion of healing too, or
I
something,
do.
don't you?
I can take it.
Okay, cool.
You think?
You could take it whenever. I was just trying to. It just occurred to me that you had that.
We have a second cure spell, don't we? Not just the one. We have 2, right? What did the cleric prep to?
Yeah. What did you prep, Duran, spell wise?
Are you 1 or on, or are you 2 or on?
Tonstal's the dwarf, Vaughn. Yeah, and Bastard Sword is an awesome weapon. That for Bastard Sword versus Large, for those of you who are interested, and I know you all are, Sword, Bastard, that's 2 to 16. It makes a big hole.
Mm-hmm. I love using a great sword against large opponents. That was fun. 3 to
And
18?
an actual Zweihander does 3 to 18, but then you don't get your shield.
Yep.
The only reason for this character I chose longsword is I thought it might be easier to come by, being that it's an old module, in terms of magic.
Right on. Okay. So what next, gentlemen? There is a tunnel that leads north out of the square room, or at least let me check my map. Going off my 50-year-old memories of this.
Let's follow that.
I have no memory of this place. Actually, so you're in a 30 by 30 room.
Yep.
And there is a hallway that exits to the west. It goes about 20 feet, and then you can see it turns to the north.
Okay. That's fine.
Haul ass up there.
Yeah, it was the U bend that we were the S bend, I guess, that we were using to our advantage here. So let's go ahead and push in.
All right. Well, let's see. Did something come looking at your yowling? No. Surprisingly, nothing does. Okay, so you make the right-hand turn and begin to move to the north. Now, about 40 feet down, you can see that there is actually a flight of stairs that goes about 20 feet. So it goes north and descends.
And that was the only exit from the entrance to this point, right?
That is correct. That is correct.
Looks like that's one way to go, boys.
Yep.
Oh, we'll descend.
Well, let's
Down it is.
Let's keep going. Use the spears as 10-foot poles, and let's prod our way along.
The next step in your adventure lies straight ahead and downward. I always loved that tagline for Zork. I always thought that was just the coolest tagline. Okay. So you proceed downward. Now, when you reach the foot of the stairs, the hallway continues on about 30 feet, and then you can see it opens in a gallery to the west. However, immediately after the stairs on the right, that is to the east, is a tunnel, a hallway that slopes away to the southeast. So will you turn right or will you proceed ahead?
Dwarf hall.
Is it carved or is it a tunnel?
That is a fine question, good dwarf. It's so old and worn, you're not sure. Was it drilled out of the living rock or is it a natural formation? There are no stalactites, but that's not necessarily a tell. It just could mean dry ground above you. But it is, I'll let you make your own judgment, but the walls are all fairly uniform. And you do see some spots where brickwork has been shoved in to stop up holes.
No, I say we go right.
I follow him.
We'll go right.
All right.
Southeast or whatever.
Lead on, dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So turning right, this tunnel goes about 40 feet, and you see, you can see this because you've got your light source. But it goes southeast about to the end of your light source. It's at least 60 feet long. But at the 40-foot mark, there is an opening, like a 10-foot branch off to the left on this tunnel.
So it goes straight plus it goes to the left.
Correct.
Okay, I guess we'll go straight. Well, we'll go up to the intersection and look around the corner before we go straight.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, you're expecting trouble, so, and you're not really attempting to be quiet, but when you look in, you see a a large body of gnolls, both male and female and young. They're just going about their business, eating, fighting, and so on and etc. And a couple near the opening. The opening, by the way, is about 10 feet wide and extends 10 feet before the room. And a couple there kind of glance behind and they sort of look at you. And their eyes grow wide in surprise. Looks like you have them caught completely unawares. There are, that you can see, 6 males and perhaps a dozen females and lots and lots of gnoll whelps. Maybe 20 of them.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And they are completely surprised.
Well, I charge in the thick of
I know
that.
what
Right in the middle of the men.
I know what I'm doing.
All right. Yeah, you guys have a lot of surprise. So, Vru, you're going to charge in. Kevin, what is Tonstal going to do?
I'm gonna charge in. We'll get some oil if we have to later.
Sir Standard and your men-at-arms, what are you doing?
One is currently holding a torch. The other is charging in. I'm casting Sleep.
Okay. And finally, Mobius, what is Duran doing?
I'm going to charge in at one of the males.
Okay. You guys go ahead and execute your charges. Sleep is a 1-segment spell. Are you?
Yep.
I'm guessing you're trying not to catch your fellows in it, right?
That's the idea.
Okay. Now I need to check sleep versus these guys because these are not orcs. These are not goblins or kobolds. So
I'm presuming if they're hit dice 2 to 3, it would be D4.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a D4 roll then to see how many you get.
Okay. So let's see.
Folks, this is where surprise is key. So the 2 that are in front just plump, plump. And that with the party charging in, now I will make a note here that you guys haven't attacked. You've moved in, not because I'm trying to stop you from attacking, just that we're at the top of the hour.
Yep.
So that's going to conclude this week's episode of First Edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And we are playing Keep on the Borderlands. Don't worry, you guys still have 4 segments of surprise to beat on these poor unaware kobolds, or gnolls. But next week, tomorrow night, I don't have to do this because it's going to be my co-host Kyle who's going to be doing, as I said, he's going to be playing some Conflict. We're going to be creating some characters for his role-playing game system, which is a lot of fun. And we'll have links up tomorrow night so you can go get yourself a copy. It's like Twilight 2000, but a lot less trigonometry to, figure out battles and that sort of thing. I get Twilight 2000, but dear Lord. And then Thursday night, of course, I'll be doing a stream. I'll be talking about good DMing practices, as I said, stuff to bolster your DMing or to learn a few of the tricks that a DM might throw at you. And then I'm going to be doing a live stream with a host over on Twitter. X, call it what you will. I don't know if you guys don't have a Twitter account. I don't know if you can go listen in or if he's going to upload it. I'll talk to him about that and I'll find out what the deal is and I'll have the info for you guys. And then Friday night, a little bit of preamble ramble, but we will be back Friday night with some First Edition Gamma World and find out what's going on in the post-apocalypse. But until then, of course, I want to thank all my players. Doomsword, of course, was Vrug Dorn. Kevin is Tonstal. Thank Kyle is Sir Standard. And Mobius is Duran. And I am your host, Bill Sylvie, a.k.a. the Dungeon Delver, the one and only, because I promise you no one else wants this job. So Guys, take care of yourselves. I love you all. Thank you very much for that extremely generous super, Uncle Brat. That was Tress awesome. That's of course French. It means 3 awesomes. But until then, guys, be good to each other, and for goodness sake, keep your eyes peeled for the owl bears. Good night.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take